Hey y'all, this is part two to my second childbirth experience. Even though I thought this time I was only going to have to do one video, but I realized that I forgot some important details like the timeline of this childbirth experience. So here he is, Elias Anthony Foley. Say hey, hey. Anyway, he woke up from his nap now, so I'm gonna make this as quick as possible. But as far as the timeline of my experience, my first labor, if y'all watched those videos, that was pretty long, even though still a great, a blessed childbirth experience. The second time around was much, much shorter because I went into early labor like the evening before. Like I said, I was, eating the Maggiano's for dinner during early labor. And then I presumed that I entered into active labor that following morning, about 5 a.m., just my guess. Hey. And then he was born less than 4 hours later. Less than 4 hours later from the time that I actually made it down to the basement, which was probably about 5:30, because y'all had to eat. I wanted to keep my energy up. So I did some light snacking. But either way, a few days prior, my twin sister told me that she had a dream that I had my baby in 4 hours. And usually in a hospital setting or medical setting or whatever, they usually will count your labor from when you hit 6 centimeters, which is active labor. Since early labor can be so long, they don't like to count that as actual labor, so they count active labor from 6 centimeters. So my guess that I got about to 6 centimeters was 5 a.m. or almost 6 centimeters by that point. And then, I'd say probably about like 5:30 or so. And then he was born just right after 9 o'clock, like either, I have to look back at the paper, y'all, but like, 9:07, 9:08. He's 3 months old now. So he was born in less than 4 hours from the time that I for sure was in active labor. So anyway, when my twin told me about this dream, I was like, yes, Lord, be it unto me, even according to thy word. I received that. And I also had prayed, throughout my pregnancy, that my daughter who was 2 years old, would be able to witness the baby being born, and that I would go into labor at night while she's asleep. And then, slobbing all over me, y'all, but I would go into labor at night while she's asleep, and then that she would be able to come down and meet the baby when she wakes up in the next morning. So, y'all, do you know he did just that? That, the majority of my labor, like I said, during all the time I was in the bed, time that I was in the basement and just, in my zone, then my toddler, who is full of energy, was asleep. And the next morning, my mom went upstairs to go and get her out of the bed and put her clothes on. And she almost just barely missed it. But right when she came down the stairs, then that was like, I was pushing already by that point. And she came over to witness the baby being born. And anyway, I just cannot thank God enough for the way that he answered prayers concerning my daughter being able to meet the baby being born, and to be able to be home with us and not isolated, because of COVID, not being able to come to the hospital and meet her baby brother. And also being able to have my active labor somewhere within the 4 hour range, which is totally different. Actually, my first time around, active labor was really not that long. It was the early labor that was super long. But this time, to have the whole thing so much shorter, like within the evening before, like I would say probably starting around like 5 p.m. the evening before, and then he was born just after 9 a.m. the following day. And then, like I said, contractions were easy enough where I was able to, be out at the mall walking and eating a Maggiano's, and then, with it not getting like intense until like 5 a.m. and he was born around 9 a.m. So, what a blessing. All right, Elias, tell everybody bye-bye. Say bye-bye.